Hello everyone! I figured out that I can knit and share things with you, and basically in knitting society there's something like podcast or stitch and bitch. For those who doesn't know, a stitch and bitch is the idea of knitting and talking about stuff, and podcast is something quite similar where we talk about, share about their work in progress, finished objects, lovely things, and giveaways if they have, something like that. Let's start it. So we're in one of the rooms, and this is kind of my room for my creative things, if we can call it that way. It's quite tiny, but I'm trying to make the best of it. It doesn't look good at all, and it's covered with wool. Okay, so there's a bed in front of me and it's just covered. Normally everyone drinks something, and because I'm not a good drinker, I have a tendency to make a tea, or well, I don't drink coffee, but I drink Inca. So I found it quite handy to use something like this, which basically I'm going hiking with me too, and you can see that on the last video. Here, live adventure. Sounds cool, doesn't it? And what do I have? I have a standard tea in here with a lemon and no sugar. You can follow me on Instagram, that I'm trying to post photos, like a current thing that I'm actually do. I have a blog, but to be honest, at the moment anyway, it's like when I finish something, put things on YouTube, then I will post stuff on it. So if you're eager to see patterns or stuff related, like this hat for instance, you can have a go and look it up. The other thing that you can find me is Facebook, and then the third one will be Ravelry. I don't know how to say that. I have account over there, and lately I figure out why not and create a group. You can join us here, and basically what it's up to, you'll see there are a few threads. You just show your project, you say what you think. In regards to Stitch and Bitch, I should have something with me and knit. Now I'm working on a project from my aunt, who saw my videos and she really liked them, and the winter is coming and she doesn't have a hat apparently, but she has a black coat that any hat would suit her. As you probably know, or you may not know, I like to show hats and stuff and finish objects that I finished, and if they're big enough, and at the moment I'm doing like hats and snoods, put them on me and basically you can see how they look like. So I wanted to do something colorful because I love colors, and lately I did a handband, and I used a pattern, not per se like to shape things, it's more about like that you can see things on it, let's call it that way. And I really liked it, and I said that I'm going to repeat it, so this is the idea of me repeating it. So first thing what I did hat, you see this, so I don't know on Ravelry, but you need to say what kind of weight of yard you use. And if you don't know what the weight is, well, basically in some countries, Poland, if you check the yarn would have a fancy name, whatever, but on the label you need to check on what needles you can use them. Well, it's recommended to use because you can use any needles you want. But in more like English speaking country, what I have noticed lately, they're like a separate naming of it. So we have a double knitting or double knit, it's DK, or like iron would be 5mm needles, and yeah, that's iron, which basically I thought is like an island in Ireland. I thought it's an island in Ireland because there are 3 iron islands in Ireland. So that's long story short. I thought that there's like a company making yarn on those islands, but I think not. I went to 2 of them maybe I can link here. Anyway, all the links will be below so you can look it up later on. And I thought, why not as a souvenir to get myself a yarn? But most of those shops over there would sell sweaters, made sweaters already, so like tourist and stuff. So to get a yard per se wasn't that easy. But I presume for my last trip in Connemara that I shouldn't be knitting. That like in one shop that I went to a year ago, they had just Drops yarn, and now they have also Carrie's yarn, which is wool. So back to the thing, I'm using DK, and that's how I'm going to write it down on Ravelry when I finish it. Because this one is really nice brown. Well, I make a video. If I make a video, I'll link it over here when I actually finish and you can see me smiling to the camera. But anyway, back. I wanted to make it quite nice, and I like lately orange colours, as you may notice. So from the nice brown, I'm kind of coming into the creamy colour. And this one, well, all this thing, I think it's acrylic, to be honest. I'm not sure about the brown one, and I'm not sure about the creamy one, because I got it from my mom, and from the feeling of it, it may be wool or like some percentage of it. So, but the rest of it is pure fake. Okay, so, but I like colors, and I was thinking to mix it that way. So they have a different thickness, and I'm not sure how to write down on Ravelry, because I don't think you can pick more weight than you actually, it's just I think one option to pick weight. But it's kind of gives you a sensation of getting bigger. So when I made a different finish, okay, I did finish on the 3, 4 markers, and I wanted to finish nicely that it kind of goes down, but it didn't go down, and I thought it kind of makes your head bigger, so I don't want that. So I actually had to do something that we all do not like to do, which is basically I had to unravel it. So I did, because I figured out that even though I want to put a pom-pom on it, it won't do the thing that I want to. And I will do that ending, which I did with the blue hat, check there, on my different blog, you know, we have outdoor blog, and I kind of put something in for my mom to have a peek, and there was like, people were looking on it, so I figured I make a different blog, which is this one, and yeah, so I have some stuff on the one and some stuff on the other one, so have fun and watch both if you like. So now I have 5 markers, and basically I don't have any fancy markers. I have just wool that you can put around your needles, and I'm working now, I worked on the circular needles because I love them so much, and then I'm going on DPN, double pointed needles, which took me a while also to figure out what the DPN means. They're like that. They're not sharp or anything like that, but they do things. So I think it's 4.5 millimeters. This is the metric I'm using. Well, I like millimeters things. So yeah, 4.5 millimeters. And I think this was on, you see, that's why I like to take photos and short videos, but now I'm actually making editing video, I know what I used. I think I used 5 or 4.5 millimeters on circular needles. Oh, I could use 5 because I don't have 5.5, and I think I don't have 6, or maybe I have 6. But yeah, I think that's what it is. So, and I use that pattern. I'll show you more when I finish it. Each stripe has the same design. Yeah, so I think that's cool. So when I did this, then I thought I'll sleep with it, you know, go to bed, spend a few nights and figure out, do you like to unravel the idea that I had with 4, and I figure out that, okay, let's leave it, and yay, I did snood. So snood is exactly the same thing. So yeah, probably you'll be able to use it as a handbag, but it's very thick, so I haven't put it on yet. So I like videos because I put it probably for the first time on those videos too. So I have the whole happy face and enjoying my finished objects. Okay, so I figured out I'm going to unravel the thing in, I'm going to 5 needles, and what I do like K2 together, which is basically knit 2 together, but I don't do that. I think I do SSK, how you call it. So basically when you have marker, boo, 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 you knit until 2 stitches before that marker. One here, and I'm showing you, yeah, the little pink one. And what I do, I slip one on the right needle, and then I knit the one next to the marker, and then I put, let's see, you know, I don't know how I'm doing it until I actually do it, so if I find a proper naming of it, because to be honest, this is the reason I also do those videos, because otherwise I will be just, let's see how it goes. But yeah, so I have the 2 remaining needle, 2 stitches on the needle, on the left needle before marker, and what I do, it's I slip one, so I don't knit it, I knit the one which is next to the marker, ba-ba, and I have 2 on the right one, and now the one that I didn't knit, I'm just grabbing it, I don't know if you see it, and I'm pulling over the one that I knit. I would say over, not through, over. So the one that I knitted, I'm going through the loop, the one that I didn't. That makes sense. And I basically going again. Obviously, you know what, I don't have any patterns in my head. I'm doing it the way I kind of feel to do it. So basically with this hat, I kind of unravel it, you know. Yeah, it hurts, I know. And then I figure out I do a few rows. How many, I don't know. At the end of it, probably I will look at it and I'll start counting. Then I did like decrease. So we normally say decrease row when there are markers on that markers. There are markers on that row, and you basically do what the pattern tells you to do. And this time I figure out I'll be doing this. How's it going to end up? I don't know. I figure out that I'll do 1 row decrease, 1 row knit, and then maybe I did twice. And then I don't know, figure out that, oh, I'm bored now, I'm just going to decrease each row, and basically this is what I'm doing. So I don't have to think much. I don't know, do you know, but I bought lately Tunisian hooks set. I don't know how you call it, but yeah, I really want to do something with it, and my idea would be to do a cover for a book, and I haven't started yet, but I picked yarn, and if you follow me on Instagram again, you will probably have a gist what colors I picked, and you know what? I'm going to show you. One I picked is 4mm hook, and what you do, it's interchangeable, or I don't know, I'll write it down. So basically you have a wire. I don't think they call it a wire, I forgot how you call it, but don't call it a wire anyway, but it's something like a wire, and it looks like a screw thing on both sides. And this is what you do exactly. You have this part, and I tied it properly well. But you pick the one you pick the hook that you want, or the needle you want, and you just put it on. In this case, I will be using hooks, and boom, and something like that at the end. Which in the circular needles, you have something the same. See, this is how it looks. Oh yeah, I have a wall. I have a really nice wall to show you stuff. See? With the circle needles, show you the thick ones. You have like, again, a wire or whatever you have, I'll call it. I'll write it down. Yeah, so you have 2 needles and a wire. And to be honest, you see, to make hats and stuff with a small loop, you need small needles, and they're different. So for the first time, if you want to make something, you need to Just write down in the comment, I'll tell you exactly. See, they're tiny. And normal would be bigger, that you want to put if you, I don't know, if you make a scarf and you want to have it big, you don't need to use such a tiny needles. And you can notice that the wires, they're also different lengths. You can see that? Yep. I have work in progress, and this is like a future thing that I'm going to do, so I don't know. So I figure out I have, that's acrylic. It's nothing special anyway. But the only special thing about that yarn is colours. Look, they look like marine. So I'm going to use these, I think, with 4mm hook. And we shall see how that goes. The video I'll link down below when I finish. I'm definitely going to show you proudly what I've done. And the thing I'm going to do is a cover for books that I read, because I take books with me in my bag. You can definitely find at least one book in my bag most times, and I don't want them to, I'm very specific in regards books, I don't want to get them like destroyed or anything, so I like to keep them in like plastic bags, or at the moment I'm keeping it, I have like a hat which looks like this, definitely like this, and I just basically put the book inside, flip it slightly and slide it into my bags. I haven't draw anything how it's going to look like, but it's only like an envelope thing. I will think that will work. Projects in progress. Because I do giveaways, and this is my idea of like, okay, my giveaways, I did giveaways because I like to knit, and sometimes I like to try new things, and I have many hats, and probably should kind of update my selection. Because, yeah, well, this is the new one, this is this year one, and I'm planning to do another one, which I'm going to show you, at least yarn. So this is the one. Yeah, and I figured out I'll do giveaways, I open myself to people, and do something that I've never done before, which is open a YouTube account. At the moment, hats, although I'm thinking about headbands, so you need to let me know what you think about that. Because I did that one headband and I really like it. And I put a few hats over there, and the question that I have is like, should I continue with hats and then like do it like through the year? And May I think would be a full year, and then just do a 12 months for headbands. So I don't know, I have a dilemma, but yeah, I really like the one that I did, and you can do, I don't know, it's such a nice one, and you can see it over here, and then I took it hiking with me too, so you can see it over there too, and it looks really good, and I love it, I basically love it, and I want to do another one, to be honest, for myself, because I have 2 headbands. I know, it's like I knit, but I don't have stuff for myself. One is a green one, you can see it over here, and on my outdoor blog, our outdoor blog. So yeah, and then you can see this one, which is on the new blog, which is knittingILove. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, at the moment we're continue with hats, and you can check it over here. There's current one. Basically, I linked you to playlist for giveaways, because I don't know when you're going to see this video, and it could be like in a few years time, and I don't want to send you the old giveaway. It's the current one, and hopefully I'll be able to continue that. So yeah, I really like that, to be honest. You can probably see me talking and just be so happy bunny during those videos. So yeah, I really like it, because I don't want to say never, but I presume I won't be able to travel all over the world, and it somehow ended up that those old hats went to different countries, and I really like that, and I was having an idea to getting a map somewhere and like ticking it, or there's a scratch map that you can buy on eBay for like a tenner or something, so I don't know. But then if I continue that, obviously the possibility of sending the hat more than once to one country, it's quite big. So I don't know. But if you want to give me a present, the map will be the thing. Well, anyway, I really enjoy it, and I figure out for November I'm going to knit a hat for like a Christmassy thing, because of enjoying it, that's one thing. So it's like one, but I'm trying to put all my positive energy into it. And whoever wears that, I just hope they're going to have an amazing time whenever they go with it. So this is my hopes and my magical feelings anyway. But the second thing is that, to be honest, any knitter, or if you have any hobby, or if you have any addiction, because at the moment, well, you can sometimes go with hobbies with addictions, because I have loads of yarn at the moment, and it's like acrylic, you know, so I'm like, in the knitter's world, I would say that I'm like a very bad level of addiction. The worst you can go, acrylic. Most people would go like with merinos. There's different names, and at the moment I'm like kind of browsing through. I think it's a merino. There's like alpaca, which I probably like got my hands on. They have a normal wool that I got my hands on too, and I can tell you more about it maybe in the next episode when I'm actually going to feel things. So yeah, I'm very bad addict for yarn. So let's back to the things that I'm going to do in the future. Well, hopefully in the near or far, or well, hopefully near future, because lately I got a yarn, and that's actually a proper addiction, because it is an alpaca yarn. I think it's a mixed one, we shall see anyway, but I got it in Connemara, in the shop that I went exactly a year ago at the same time, so watch that. And I got it there, and I'm going to show you. So let me finish this one. I don't know, do you have the same thing that you have to? Well, you like to. I really like that. To at least go with the one needle, and then, ooh, I went too far. Slit, knit, slide through, well, over, marker, till the end. Okay. So now, haha. So I got these, and to be honest, when I was buying these in that shop, the lady told me they have a website and they have free patterns. But to be honest, you know, I heard it, went through, whatever. But I'm going to make a hat, and I was wondering what I'm going to do, because I already made a hat, bang bang, you can see this, and a snood over here, and I was thinking, should I copy it? Which patterns you can find on Ramble, by the way, for free. So yeah, but I was thinking like, oh, you know what? Go on the website, check what they have, and have 249. Well, anyway, if you go to this website, links down below, you go to patterns, you will have like a pictures going on through, and I was just going click and click and click, and you know, like you're wasting your time and just watching things instead of actually doing things. So I got caught, and I did from the 1 to the 206, because you're getting their very old project from like 80s, I presume, so they're so funny. I went to page 206, but I saved some project. It's a free pattern, so you can use it. They give you all the great information about the yarn that you can use. I was even thinking what the stories would like yarn Group A, Group B, Group C. So I put the link down below in case you'll be looking for it. So just go over there and figure out what it is, because for them will be equals of the thickness of actual yarn. So so you don't have to be honest, use drops yarn, but in my case I would really want to. So on Instagram, have I done that on Instagram yet? I'll find it anyway. I'm going to do it today. So probably you have it done. I'll have it put up on Instagram, because that would be the quickest thing for me to do, and then maybe edit this video. So, but I definitely did it on Facebook. I wrote down which one you like. I picked 2 hats if I'm going to knit both, if I understand the pattern, because I'm not such a brilliant knitter, but I hope I will. And I have a blue one, and the blue one is here. Oh, I don't know, can you see? It's such a, ooh. Yeah, my nails are green, so you can see how blue it is. So yeah. Oh, cool! I haven't noticed it. You have written down what the group is. 9mm needles and all that's whatever. You can go on the shopping when I bought it, and I was so excited to get it and touch it for the first time. But if you're interested, it is wool and alpaca, so it's very soft. So this is actually proper addiction, if I can call it that way. I bought it for $4.50, but obviously I was on my holidays, so let's say that That was like my souvenir for that time, because on the website you can get it for 3 something. So yeah, I put more money onto it, but I don't mind because the shop is actually in the middle of the nowhere and those people have to live too. With good deed and my addiction. So check it out, 2 photos. You can let me know which one you think I should do first. I'm leaning towards 1-1, but I would love to know your opinion about it, at least what you think I will look good. And I'm not telling, because I always start, well I've never, but if I go with the pattern or I have an idea of the pattern, I'm just putting the page next to me and I'm just, you know what, I'll change this, I'll do this, I'll do that. Something is with me that it's very hard for me to copy exactly from the beginning till the end how it's done. I'd probably put something in one, there's like a color, or I would do some kind of design, or, but anyway. So it's blue. And I don't know if I'm going to go with the blue, because there is that's Anders, by the way. Because I have leftovers, and that's kind of brownish, but it's like very delicate brownish. So I would like if it was very brown, like dark chocolate, but it's not. So I don't know, am I going to use it or not? Feeling. Those of you who knit, you definitely understand me, how I feel now. So I got 2 of these, so maybe I can make actually 2 hats. I haven't checked the weight of it and all that stuff that you need to do, but I will. So I want to back to giveaway, because like I said, I'm jumping from one thing to another. Project I'm working on, to be honest, I could have finished it a few days ago, is my giveaway for November. It's a hat that I figure out I'm going to make. It's not a pattern, probably I could put it as my own pattern for free, and probably will if I have time to do it. Probably will. So yeah, I was looking for a yarn. I wanted to be honest, buy a yarn from the shop, from the UK shop that I'm watching. It's not a podcast, but like vlogs and stuff. I put a link down below. Lady is hilarious. So she talks about yarn that she sells, and the way she does it is just one in a kind. So I really like that. I want to get a yarn for my November giveaway, exactly with the like Christmas colors, because on her website it says if you're not from UK, you send an email and she will give you quotations in regards delivery to your country, but probably my email end up in spam, and I haven't heard anything from her, which I'm disappointed. Not her fault, I can bet you not her fault. So yeah, but somehow my mom sent me stuff, and you can link up there, and yeah, and she gave me did I do the thing? Yeah, I did. Okay, and she sent me some red yarn, and I actually used that one. Yeah, I used a creamy one, and I used some green one, and I figure out, because I read lately Harry Potter. I know I haven't read Harry Potter when I was a kid, because I'm not actually from Ireland per se, from Poland people, and yeah, and we haven't read things like that, so I was quite curious, and I don't care how old I am. If people have read things and they really enjoy it, I don't mind. I can read the books for 6 years old, so they're really good. So I'm reading it, and I'm doing a weird stuff, because I'm actually recording myself reading it, so that's actually improve your language, whichever language you do. So yeah, and in 5th book, it was, you see, I'm talking, not knitting. In the 5th book, there is a thing that they don't show on films, and there was the thing that Hermione, basically, I think that's her name, but I call it Hermione, I call her Hermione, is knitting. She wants to knit hats for elves, because she wants to, what you call it, you know, she knits hats for elves. Why? You need to read the book, I'm not going to tell you. So, and then obviously, because they're like witch and wizards, she comes up with an idea of like a spell that you can use for her needles and their knit for her. But anyway, she's knitting hats, and I was figuring out I want to do it, and I was looking for like elf's hats and all that stuff, and I was like, do I like this, do I like that? And eventually I had kind of like, I had in my head an idea how I would like this hat to look like, and I'm looking at it, to be honest, is on the bed. Did it actually came up the way I wanted? I think so, it did. So it's like, I wanted a pointy hat, and because there's one hat over there, and on the, if you Google and stuff, but it's very like heady, and then it's like a very small thing coming through. So I'll show you hat. Okay, so the hat looks like this. Ta-da! And I did with the stitches that, okay, DK size, so basically it says 4mm needles or 4.5mm needles, but I used a double thread, I think. So I basically like double it up. I don't remember the size of the needles, but if I finish it, I obviously make a video and you will have a gist how it looks like. And I did it that I was knitting, I knit a bit and I kind of fold it, and it's called like, you know, you do 3 needles binding. Well, I didn't bind it. I didn't do that, less it. I just actually took 2 stitches, went it through, and I had one nice stitch so I could continue my knitting up. That's how I would figure out. To be honest, it meant to be the other way around because I started with a 3-1, I think, the ribbing. This is the ribbing, by the way. And I kind of, when I flipped it, oh yeah, I did something here too. Because I did, last time, should I say what I'd be doing here anyway? I don't know. I probably get you, it's boring. But anyway, yeah, so I did this part. I did something on the edges, and I tell you in the video about this hat, and I figure out this pattern. It's cute as hell. So anyway, why I come up with this pattern, because lately I knitted a tissue cover here, and I was just going through like a seat stitch, and I figure out what's going on if I do this, and I did a really nice kind of a pattern with the yarn per se going up like sideways. So I figure out, okay, if I just swap colors, that it should go be a nice zigzag thing. So that reminds me candy, you know, for Christmas, that you have like a film, you have films like with the Santa and stuff, and they always have those hangy ones on the Christmas tree. So I really like that, and I want to get a pom-pom. Oh, I'm very happy with this. I tell you more what I did with the hat in the video when I'm actually wearing this hat. So subscribe to my channel and you'll get all those things. But in China, you know yourself that I browsed on eBay and I found some pom-pom makers, because I know what I do. I take my 4 fingers, I wrap the yarn around and I slide it through them, put it, tied it, and this is my pom-pom. And I figure out, well, as tight as I try to do it, I hope they're going to survive, and whoever got my hat, please, if it won't, just go and probably I'll make one video just in case someone's pom-pom is ruined, how to kind of restore it. But I want to make it properly, so yeah, the makers will actually help you. Yeah. So I really like this. And even though I did 64 stitches, it's a little bit tight on my head. So, and my head is huge. I don't know, I'm going to say that. It's like 21, 22 inches. I think maybe it's a standard size, but I don't know. And it's 56, 58 centimeters. So yeah, so this is a little bit smaller. I would suggest it for like if someone has like 52 centimeters, so maybe like 18 inches. But you probably can squeeze that too. You won't wear it during the whole winter, I presume. Maybe you will, I don't know. But during the time when you have a Christmassy week, yeah, definitely. So even it's slightly, if you squeeze it. Well, I'm going to show you how it looks like on my head anyway for like 21, 22 inches. So that's going to be for November giveaway hats. I hope you like it. And I'm thinking of green or red or white or a mixed pom-pom. You can write down below. I have an idea what I'm going to do, but if you're not thinking the way I'm thinking. I maybe, you know, it's not for me. So more people says that I should do a different way. Let me know. I got a yarn in this shop for birthdays. Have a look. And I actually put it in the bowl and I started knitting things. Oh my god, like, and I think in 2007 I bought a pattern in Raverley and I've never used that pattern ever. So I figured out I'm going to use it. This is 100% wool, by the way, and it's softer than I thought. So I figure out obviously what I'm going to do. I want to make a hat, but I wanted to make it like more like a hoodie hat, if you know what I mean. So, and in the pattern they have like magical cast on. So that was something new that I've done, and so I enjoyed it. Obviously I didn't read properly the pattern, or I kind of got, I was probably dreaming. I was in the clouds, if I can call it that way, and I didn't do the way it should be from the perspective of the pattern. So I did something like that. Yeah. But even though I did the same stitches, even though I took the needles that they should be there, it looks huge. It meant to be like, and this is a lot, but I know you would have to kind of go like that, and maybe that will be nice. So I'm going to continue that, and we shall see how it goes. If it's, you know, complete disaster, I'm going to cry, but I hope it won't be. I hope it won't be. I liked big things, as you can see, like big hats. Yeah, this is something in progress. Finished objects. This is just the thing that I have here. Well, you have more finished objects when I do an extra video, so what I finished, you know what I finished. Lovely things. Yeah, maybe you don't know, but I have a bag, and it was made, well, I'm not saying for me, but I got it as a Christmas present, I think 2 years ago. I have a small one in which I keep my money, and I have a big one, medium one. This is the medium one, and I have a big one. It's leather, done mixed with leather, and it's like leaves, and I really love it. It's really nice. The only thing I'm not a fan of, it's a black thing inside, because if you have a black things, it's so hard to find anything. Cool. So I think I'm going to finish that way. I love podcasts for 30 minutes. I'll just wash dishes, or I knit, and it's so calming. It's not stressful information. You can kind of chill out. You see other people's purchases. If you can't purchase yourself, at least you see how they're happy about their purchase, and it's going to make you happy too, like, you know. And then they knit something, and you can see how that yarn works round. So you're curious how it's going to go. So you have like a review of the yarn too. Well, yeah, I really like it. So I will post like, at the moment I'm just watching one person. So if you know more, I found one person, and I'm actually going backwards with the podcast. I'm going backwards with her podcast. I'm still in the middle of the knitting. I don't know what I'm going to do when I reach the top. I'm going to actually go until small pointy things, then until you have like 1 or 2 stitches, or like stop when you have 6 and you have a nice kind of top. I don't know. But let's leave it that way. I'm at this stage. Hopefully I'm going to show you that in the near future. This is what about in the regards hats and patterns like this. What I'm afraid of, that the hat is going to be bigger than it actually is. So I'm trying to find things that are not sticking out so badly. So it's, I don't know. Shall we see how that goes? You'll see it on my head. And if you think that my head is bigger than it is, then maybe I went overboard with it a bit. But yeah, I hope it is really nice, and that my aunt is going to enjoy those 2 things during this winter. All the links that I said you'll probably be able to find down below. If not, I'll just put a link to the blog, and you can browse through it to find stuff. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Hope you like my knitting cave, and I see you next time. Bye. I almost forgot to tell you that Drops has a sale to the end of this year, 2015. So go and have a look. Yeah, browse their patterns and pick the yarn you want to use to knit.